Perfect. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is the moment we've been waiting for. Finally, time for the finals, the culmination of everything we've been building over the last few weeks. The season 22 tournament grand finals between LA Spork and OA. Joined here tonight, I am very grateful to be accompanied by Joker and Eon, and of course, Ink, who is hosting the tournament broadcast as well. I am Pierce, one of your three casters for the evening. Joker, how you feeling, brother?
Great, Pierce. Thanks for asking, man.
Excellent, excellent. I'm glad to have you beside us tonight. And Eon, tell me, how does it feel to be in the booth getting ready to watch this spectacle?
I actually, I was commenting with you guys, I actually predicted this one in the brackets that I made. This was the finals that I put in.
Okay.
So, yeah, so I'm pretty excited about it. I think it's a really fair finals, to be honest.
I think rare is a pretty accurate word. I mean, not to sleep on these guys. I think both Spork and Oa not only deserve to be here, but it is totally reasonable to say that we could expect them to be here. But I think for most people, they would have said their safe bets were on, previous tournament winners like DX, who did fall in the semis, like Cryo, who fell earlier in the tournament, and many, many other strong contenders. So everybody had to work extremely, extremely hard to make their way to this spot. And through rigorous battles in the round of 16, in the playoffs before that, and then, of course, in the quarterfinals, semifinals, everything has led to this moment right here where we're going to get to watch Spork square off against Oa. Now, unlike every other match, this one is a best of 5. So this isn't going to be settled down to just a best of 3. We're going to get to see some quality time of players adapting mid-set and really slugging it out to try and bring home that first place trophy. I'm actually very, very excited to see just what these guys have cooked up. We know that there is some serious rivalry between these two players, and they've got different styles all together to show who's going to come out on top and take home the Season 22 championship. Gentlemen, do we have predictions? Eon.
Yeah.
Who do you have winning this match, and by what margin?
I think Spork's gonna take it because Spork has been playing a lot lately. Also, he's my duo, so I cannot trash my own duo, It will be like me shooting my own foot. Oas my pal as well. He and I are rushers, even we're different kind of rushers. We don't rush the same way, but yeah, I think Spork can. I think Spork's in the right mindset that can think really well how to counter OS rush.
Okay. So you said Spork's going to take it by how many games? You think it's going to be like a 3-0 sweep or what?
No. I think it's going to be 3-2.
3-2, Spork, a close series. I mean, let me tell you, I hope it goes the distance any way you slice it. Joker, what say you? How are you feeling?
My prediction is going to be on Spork. Oa is characterized by his aggressiveness and unpredictability, and Spork is characterized by his adaptiveness and sticking to the fundamentals. So, game one, my prediction is Oa, and then after that, I predict that Spork will adapt to his playstyle and make a contingency plan on the spot and continue to counter Oa's playstyle after that. So if it's a best out of 5, I predict a 1-3 win for Spork.
All right. So you said a 3-1 win for Spork. Was that what I heard, Joker?
Yes, sir.
All right. So you don't even think it's going to be close. You think Spork is just going to use his fundamentals and smash him. Okay. Well, of course, I can't ask you guys for your opinion and not give mine. Spork is a player I have a very deep respect for, so I can easily see why you guys are voting the way you're going. But I'm going to tell you, as I was mentioning right before we went live on the broadcast, I think mathematically Oa is one of the most sound players in the game. He's got an extremely advanced understanding of tempo. He's very wise about knowing what his win conditions are and what tools he needs to get there. I think he's going to take it 3-2 over Spork.
Oh shit.
Yeah. I see Oa with a little bit of gold in his hands at the end of this night. So, you
To
know,
be honest, either of them winning, I'm happy. Like if
yeah.
Sport wins, I'm happy. If Oa wins, I'm also happy.
Oh, for sure, for sure. Like I said, these players just absolute champions, both in their own respects, and titans of players. So I'm really, really excited to see. I'm really, really excited to just enjoy some good Arcanist tonight. You know what I'm saying? Just get some good games out here. I do hope that it goes the distance, no matter what. That both players can keep their composure and show us all and show each other exactly what they got and exactly why they deserve to win, why they managed to make their way here tonight, showing us that they not only deserve to be here, but deserve to wield the cup and wear the gold upon their heads as kings. All right, so it's just moments away. We already see Spork has a lobby ready. Oa soon to come.
I have a quick little fact about numbers. I just went into the rankings
Mhm.
and saw Oa's total number games that he has played between elementals, high times and low times. It's around 12k games
Yeah, what a grinder.
in total. 12k games. I can't do Spork because it's a multiple accounts,
Right.
but at least Oa's only 12k games, so that's a really big number, to be honest.
Yeah, 12K is crazy. Like, so this man is out here. He just queues up and play the game. Shout out to my boy Scoops, who I had the pleasure of casting alongside last night, and he said, "Queue up and play the game." You
Bro,
know,
I have 4k games in total.
yeah,
That's
12K
that's
is
really that's a
12K
big
is
difference. Yeah.
nuts. Oh my gosh! All right. Speaking of which, okay, so we're talking about Spork. We're talking about where is this guy? Oh, are you out there somewhere? Everybody's waiting.
They're
And when I
both
say
yeah,
everybody, I really mean everybody. We have gotten. Oh, the
yeah,
lobbies. Oh, they're there. We're getting ready to go. All right, let me shoot these guys a message. Let them know. Ready to go. All right.
right.
I expect we'll be into. Oh, go ahead. You talk.
I'm curious if we're gonna see you as Ice Bomb in this one, because we haven't seen Ice Bomb too much since the map is not really good for Ice Bomb, I think.
Well,
Oh,
we'll
there we
find
go.
out now. They're into the game. Turn one. Owen's got first move. I'm expecting flight protection shield. We see the flight. We see him get positioned in the center of the map. There goes the protection shield. Now Spork with the groovy costume, by the way.
Good luck to both players. May the best man win. Win for Arcanist is a win for us all. We all love this game. We want the community to thrive. May the best man win.
Yeah.
We all love it and we all hate it.
No, I just got
Exactly. Exactly. I agree with that, Ian. That was so accurate. Yeah. Facts. All right, we got no level 3s here. Oh, with the blood bank. Spork
Blood
moving
bank,
into
wow.
the middle. He's going for aggressive positioning, moving towards his opponent. Summons a swarm out. I believe he's going to move that swarm down to the blood bank to counter the blood bank's healing properties.
Shock bomb might reach, yeah?
Oh,
It
shock
does
bomb.
reach. Yeah, oh, BFP
BFP
shock bomb,
shock bomb.
nice.
Great
No
aggressive
way,
play.
no way.
Great aggressive play.
Oh my
Amazing.
gosh.
And he lands it. Good job. Okay, he's moving the swarm towards his opponent, not the blood bank. Interesting choice. He gets the swarm off, and he chooses to tower. Good defensive play.
Okay, OS movement is on point there.
It looks like he's lining up pebbles here.
Yeah.
All the bonus points connect.
And he lands both. He lands both extra pebbles, getting 10 extra damage. We'll see if he has time to move that swarm around.
Yeah, okay, this is
And he
not
doesn't. He
Spork
doesn't.
already.
He's
No,
going
oh,
for the
entangle.
entangle. He's going for the entangle. We're gonna see if Oa has sanctuary here. He did in his games versus
Oh!
DX. He lands a shock bomb.
The better question is, does he need sanctuary? That's
he need
gonna
it?
knock down Spork a
We're
peg.
gonna find out.
Let's remember, there's no flight here. Spork was knocked out of flight.
It's got a TP, it's got a TP. Oh, 3, okay.
Okay,
Right,
now
it's a hard angle right here for Oa to land
Nice.
any damage.
Yeah,
was
he
gonna
can't
say,
do
He gets
anything.
out with blast from the past, and he
Okay, there's no
sanctuaries. He
sanctuary,
does have
okay.
sanctuary. All right.
Yeah.
Let's remember that Entangle doesn't have a cooldown, though.
That's right. Entangle is spammable, which means it does not have a cooldown, nor does it have limited uses.
Yep.
So anytime that Oa gets a flight and protection shield up, he is vulnerable to Entangle, which will limit his mobility and thus his
Oh, he gets
potential to
stuck.
do damage.
He got stuck there.
Right?
Protection shield. Yeah, nice.
Okay.
Now, what are we going to see here? Are we going to see another Entangle?
The thing is, it's a
Potentially.
little difficult to hit an entangle. Like, you hit an entangle here, and it doesn't matter, right? He's just getting counterattacked.
I don't know.
The
It's
thing with
hard
Oa
angle.
is that he doesn't bring strong ball spells. He brings bomb. Oop,
That
arrow.
was strong
Arrow's good.
enough, no?
Strong enough.
that was good.
Strong enough. He does
There's-
have one more Whisper Arrow in the bank, so we'll see what he does with that.
Glove
What I meant
ban.
by ball spells is that
Whisper arrow
spells that
from the bottom
impact-
sink. Whisper arrow from the bottom sink.
maybe looks like he's going for it.
Oh fuck! I
Doesn't
saw the
sink.
angle, bro. I saw
gosh.
Mushrooms. All right, we're gonna see a tower here.
Bro, I called it. I
Most
saw
likely.
the angle.
I did
was
see the angle. That was brilliant. It was absolutely brilliant. Okay, this is going to be Spork's chance to recover himself back into the match. One interesting thing to note is that even though Spork has his blood bank out, he's got to find himself some aggressive action. Very clever from
just
Oa.
sunk
It looks like
himself.
he's going to sink
There's
himself.
no timer. There's no time on the clock, so he's
did
gonna take the
he-
damage there.
What? But
He sunk himself, and when you cast a spell, it takes up 3 seconds of your clock.
yeah, but why would he do that? Why did he R1?
I don't-
So?
Yeah, why didn't he just gate, though? His gate wasn't cooldown.
No, you can't gate if
Or you
you're
can't gate
You
while
can't
you're
gate
entangled.
with
What am I talking
entangle
about?
on.
What am I talking about? You can't gate while entangled.
I don't think that he knew that a spell cast takes up 3 seconds.
Damn, that was such a troll move, bro. Okay, now they're
So
even.
now
bro.
Spork has the advantage. HP advantage with the prot shield, mushrooms, and he's probably gonna prot shield back up. We'll see.
Now, one important thing to note, though, is that these protection shields are very temporary in nature because Sanctuary can wipe out all of your protection shield just like that. So I don't think he's too worried.
Yeah, he's not worried about protection shields. Spork is gonna go. He's just gonna use that as like a highway to attack him. Spork's book is mostly aggro. Oh, it gets a good mud off. There's a burning
Armageddon?
sand, so Spork's left.
Okay,
See if he
microing
gets that
two
swarm
swamps
off.
microing the two of them in such a low time is really hard. Oh, he queued, yeah.
He does
Oh,
do,
he
yes.
cues.
Cool.
He gets a
There you
cue.
go.
Okay, I was gonna go up, and he's gonna go over and whisper bomb. Yep, whisper
There
bomb.
he goes.
Swamp,
Clean.
you know?
Gets the whisper bomb off. Ooh, this is not looking good.
He can get out now, though. He has the two swarms as well.
He does get
He
out.
can be sink. It's a sink. Yep. There you go. Nice.
Oh,
Oh,
nice
Spork gets the nasty sink off. Great play by my buddy Spork right there.
I saw the play there.
Gets back in
Nice.
tower. Avoids any potential damage from a future Armageddon. All right, Spork currently has a bank, 2 swarms, a shock shield, and does Oa have? Oh yeah, it looks like Oa has a bank out.
Oh, it does have a bank, and that the HP he's been getting off the aggression from that bank did allow him to recover a little bit. But Oa may find himself an angle back into the game as Spork is having a hard time keeping up with this minion micro in this format here. He's queued a second turn now, and these are precious turns that Oa is very, very happy to have. It's going to be a little difficult for
what's
these
Spork gonna
swarms
do
to
here?
penetrate the sanctuary as well.
Oh,
Drain Bolt.
drain-
Just
Oh,
to
he gets
keep
a
up that
drain
HP
bolt
lead.
right between that swarm and that brick. Great play.
Now the question
See,
is,
Oa-
can he pebble him off the chamber?
Oh,
my
that was
god!
close, bro.
That was close.
Because yeah, that sink there could have been exactly what was needed.
That was close.
Sport microing the swarms to maybe trap Oa.
Okay, he gets another prot off. What's the play here? What's the play? Save your bank. Great idea. Microing your minions to protect them from Armageddon. Always a good play. Looks like he tried to mudball that swarm.
But a
Didn't
pixel
quite
prevented
work.
it.
Or maybe he had a different plan. I'm not quite sure. Looks like Spork is going to go for the pebble shot here. Oh, no, he gets bank back out. Great play.
Okay, Spork is really actually controlling now with the minions.
Not only this, but
Yep.
Spork is stacking up protection shield, and Oa does not have the option to do so himself since he is surrounded by his own sanctuary. So not only is Sport continuing to wisely and powerfully control the map with his minions, but he's going to continue accumulating an HP advantage as we now advance into the mid-game stages where the Armageddon is going to start interfering with the match.
Yeah, that's really sad. The Arc Bomb on Noah was his final move to lose all the advantage that he built.
Bob's Arcane Bomb kills his... Oh, nope, didn't kill his own bank. Now what he tried to do, he tried to get in that little hole right there and have it knock his own swarm into him, which would have been a good play.
Oh, the pebbles
Sport gets a
from
pebble
Spork.
shot.
Okay, he gets aggressive now.
That's not
I'm
quite
anticipating
over.
a mud ball here.
They don't have a really big difference of HP here.
It's not over yet.
No,
Let's see what he does.
Nice.
Sanctuary.
absolutely
Sanctuary.
clean gameplay.
Great play. He gets a tempo on Spork with that.
Yeah, plus actually you can't get the damage tick from the swarms while your opponent's on sanctuary too.
Correct. Yeah, the sanctuary both protects him from the swarm and neutralizes that advantage that was generated off the shield.
Oh,
Clean
that's a
pebble
really
shot.
good pebble.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, it gets a D tower.
Really good angle.
Good pebble shot. Good pebble shot. It looks like Spork is microing his swarm in such a way that he's trying to block shots with his minions. Let's see. He gets the prot
Yeah.
off.
Yeah.
Spork is over the water, right? Can anybody confirm that?
No, he's not.
No, I don't
almost.
think so.
No, he has ground. He has ground.
Yeah, he has ground there.
Ooh, oh, it lands a mid-air whisper bomb. On
Are
that
you watching
swarm.
from
Good
client
play.
or stream, Joker?
I'm sorry, I'm watching from stream.
Oh, okay.
Right, so the blood bank from Spork.
Gets bank back out. Always a solid move. A really impressive whisper bomb in midair from
really-
Oa
really
right
good.
there.
Risky, if you ask me. Armageddon start moving to the middle now. Okay, Spork. Yeah, Oas has
Spork gonna re-engage.
Oas have the combo of the blood bank and the minion out there.
Ooh,
So basically,
Huge.
big
Huge.
HP.
Sanctuary
Absolutely.
again?
HP.
Yeah,
What's he gonna do?
it's all-
Mud ball?
Yeah. He can always mud ball. I mean, Sanctuary after this mud ball, but I think that drain is
Burning
just
Sands.
absolutely devastating.
that's unfortunate.
Burning Sands is out. What's he gonna do? Flash?
Gates out.
Gates to a safe spot.
I mean, he can't be chased, and Oa is bleeding dry. A lot of his really important resources have been completely sapped.
Oh, he follows. Okay, well,
Wow, that's a really aggressive play.
yeah,
Well-
that's a GG if Spork can get out there. Oh, he can't.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that easy. But, I mean, either way, Spork is definitely driving.
Spork towers up. Looks like he's waiting for flight so he can get a Mega Boulder off. See what Omen does here. Sanctuary.
Spork I
Spork
don't know
doesn't
if
have
a
a ton
pebble
of
can.
options right here. Spork
I don't know
doesn't
if
have
a
a ton
pebble
of
can
options.
sink.
It's
Okay,
not going to
fine.
sink, but
Spork is in that Burning Sands too, so he only has one more turn after this one of sitting in tower.
not interested. Oh,
All right.
possible sink here.
flying up.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
Oh,
He flew into the sanctuary.
Oh, wow,
So he
wow.
fighted him.
that
Yeah,
jump.
he thought he could land on that little rock right there and get a pebble off, but he
I
miscalculated.
skipped a heartbeat
could
on
be-
that jump.
We could see the turn of the game right here.
Yeah,
What's gonna
possible
happen?
sink here.
Mega Boulder.
Whisper
Ooh,
bomb.
goes for the Whisper
No,
Bomb.
yeah, because this can sink here. It's going to deal the damage, destroy the terrain.
Oh,
No, it does
Oh,
not
he's
sink.
getting
that's
pushed
so
over
sad.
just a little bit.
But now, Spork has his opportunity to sink or to kill, depending on how accurately he can land a spell here. He just goes for a shock bomb, which has
Lands
a
a shock
huge
bomb.
chance of sinking here.
No, it doesn't sink.
No, okay, it knocks him up and over.
Now, I can
Good
sink.
damage,
though.
good damage.
Once again, though, very hard to sink from this angle, but of course he's definitely going to go for it.
Oh,
What?
Oh, I don't know. No,
Does
that's not.
No.
GG.
This should be
very
GG
close.
here.
All right. Good first game, boys. Good first game.
You see, with that play of the arc bomb and Kevin.
Rainbow. I guess he just wasn't
Looks like
feeling.
Spork doesn't have a strong ball spell either.
Yeah, I guess he wasn't feeling confident that he could, like, land a lethal damage spell from there. Okay.
Oh, it goes for the bank shot.
Okay.
Good game.
Yeah, and then this will be any spell. There it goes.
All right.
That game was
Good game.
incredible. It really could have gone either way. Oa had a blitzkrieg opening, And hold on.
That was so.
Yeah, it was absolutely an insane game. We are going to take a quick commercial break in between these games. Primarily, just for those of you watching, the reason we're going to take a commercial break is because for those of you watching here on Twitch, we don't want Twitch to randomly engage a commercial in the middle of a match. Okay, so we're going to be manually running the commercial breaks in between games so that anybody tuning in late doesn't have to deal with pre-rolls while they're trying to catch up to the action, and that people in the middle of the match, or rather watching in the middle of the match, don't get ambushed by a commercial. We'll see you guys in 1 minute. Stay tuned. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Sure.
All right, thanks for letting me know.
Yeah, Joker needs to know that.
Yeah, decent first game. Yeah, so I mean, hold on.
Yeah, so
All right,
it's basically what I was saying about the arc bomb. It's if Oa didn't have failed the arc bomb on and sink himself, I think he would have won. He had some really good tempo on Spork.
Yeah, I definitely think the game could have gone either way. And it was very hard to recover from that arcane bomb. I don't even think the game was lost at the arcane bomb, but I definitely think that Oa's shifted drastically from being favored in the game to being heavily unfavored after that. Still, he should feel confident knowing that his initial strategy did work up until his own misplay, and going into the second game, he can know that his fundamentals and the concept of how he wants to play the game can work. And it's very interesting, too, because, you know, I would say that Sporks also is quite good. All right, we are into game 2.
With the blood bank
with the
flight.
blood bank.
Yeah. Welcome back, everybody. We are now into game 2 of the season 22 finals. Already, we see a very unusual opening. Usually, you'll see flight plus protection shield early on. This is a very, very common pairing because, of course, you need to take damage to be deflighted. So protection shield means that it's very hard for someone to do 50 damage to deflight you right off the bat. Not to mention...
the Whisper fail.
Failed Whisper Bomb there. Yeah, also, like...
One.
What was I saying? You don't want to get deflighted, and then also, like, you want to make sure you're stacking that protection shield early, as it's a health accumulation resource that all players can use, even when they're at max HP. So, it's very common to see this opener, and Flight plus Blood Bank leaves a lot of questions for me to ask, but now it looks like Spork is definitely with a big tempo advantage. He's got a Storm Shield up, he's disabled the Blood Bank, he's disabled the Flight Protection Shield, and he's going to spend that time to lock down the position of his opponent with the tree here. I'm wondering if Oa just gates out. Yeah, that's going to be it right there.
Seeing pretty aggressive openings from these two so far. Oa goes straight for the Whisper Bomb. That would have been a great play. Spork traps him with a Swarm right there. BFTP out. What's he going to do? Sanctuary?
Flash? Oh, okay.
Cool. Very, very smooth Sanctuary.
I saw a flash angle, by the way.
Yeah, you know what? I see it now that you mention it.
And it would have bounced him off.
Up and over the right, with the bonus damage, too.
Yeah, I saw it.
I'm confident that Oa drops his tower here and chases.
He has to deal with Swarm.
Okay. Yeah. He wants to take care of the Swarm first. Respect.
Using Mudball for Swarm, though, it's not ideal, to be honest.
Yeah, it's usually better to drain it. However, I don't think
he's got.
I don't think OA takes drain.
Yeah, that's why I as a rusher like to take Javelin.
Yeah, Javelin always give you tempo every time you cast it, and it's good for dealing with small minions like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, Sport gets a protection shield off. They both have bank out. What's he gonna do here? Gets another protection shield.
One of the things that most players know or may not know is that in high elemental, not elemental, in high rating players games, one mistake can lead you to defeat, like literally.
Yep.
You misplace one turn and you're done. You cannot recover.
It's hard because you're basically biding your time, waiting for your opponent to make a mistake as well,
A
so you can
mistake
gain
of
back
similar
the tempo.
caliber, exactly.
Yep.
Yeah. All right.
Change the storm
Spork
trap.
traps him there with the
Spork is
swarm.
playing these swarms excellently. And what do you do here? He doesn't want to mudball this swarm from this range, right? Okay. He says, screw the swarm. He's looking
Straight
for
for
blood.
Whisper. Now Oa can BFTP out to the right here through that tree. Not many people know that BFTP angle, but I believe Oa, if anyone,
It's in the
has
tutorial.
the best. Has the best. Oop.
Oh,
Okay. He just decides to use the Whisper Bomb here, take out the minion
Oh,
at the
that
cost of
hits.
some of his own HP.
Tiny bit of damage to himself. It's all right.
Or rather, he hopes
No
it's
won the
alright.
game yet.
Storm Shield, but any follow-up. Mudball to lock.
okay, nice.
All right.
Whisper bomb, maybe whisper arrow.
I mean, I think it's going to be a Whisper Bomb. Because the thing is, you actually don't want to create a physical tension between the players while your opponent has a Storm Shield advantage on you, right? This is going to allow him to force Spork to reposition away before he opens himself up out of here.
Yeah, so now, now will be a great time to use Hands of Time.
I agree. I've
Yep,
been
Sands of Time
saying that
would've
I
been
think
great
your
on this
read on
map.
Sands of Time is absolutely insane, and I actually think it's a spell that would complement Oa's playstyle really, really well.
Absolutely. Sands of Time is a great help of the Russian playstyle.
Spork keeping him trapped, getting that damage off with Storm Shield. Oh, it goes for the blood bank.
Yeah,
Think Spork
can
might have flight up.
Yeah.
Spork
Is he gonna go
chooses
for
to
the,
ignore the blood bank.
shock bomb, the
See.
both, or Mega Boulder?
I think he's gonna Mega Boulder.
Oh, he
Whoa.
failed!
Shock bomb, misses the
Remember
shock
what
bomb,
you were
alright.
just saying about how you wait for your opponent to make a mistake back and give
This
you
is
that
it.
opportunity to come back in the game? But he
This is it.
Sanctuaries out. He Sanctuaries out there instead of Arcane Bomb.
It seems.
I'm very surprised.
Did he run only one tower? He's only has Sanctuary?
So far, I've only seen him
Yeah,
cast a
I
single
think he
tower.
only
I've
has
not
one
seen
tower.
Clock Tower. Yeah.
That's wild. He usually runs 2 towers every time I play against him. That's interesting. I don't know what his book has. Like, I think I've seen so many little spells
Here we
from
go.
his spell book.
He gets out the man trap, burning sands from his the Armageddon from his side. If it damages the man trap, will heal him passively.
Yeah, so basically he could have the potential healing every turn, basically.
Yep.
However, he does have to be mindful because last. Oh,
Nice.
Whisper
Really
Bomb.
nice Whisper
Very
Bomb.
clean.
Good Whisper Bomb gets rid of that blood bank.
Last game, though, his Whisper... I mean, not his Whisper Bomb. Last game, his Man Trap kind of betrayed him because Owa was able to get a very nice Drain Bolt for a double drain there and heal a ton of HP back. So that's going to be something that hopefully Owa picked up on and learns from and evolves from, because giving his opponent the option to regenerate so much health in such a tempo swing there is going to be something that he must avoid if
Okay.
he is limited on ammunition.
Yeah, this is weird.
Yep.
Seeing Oa just summoning tons of minions. I can, and he doesn't have protection shield, so I can see he's in trouble now. Like,
Well, I think actually he was making passing turns until Sanctuary came back up, right?
That's what I think. I think he was going for the Sanctuary. Now he needs to get rid of this swarm.
Well,
Q.
Whisper Bomb.
EQs.
Oh my
Ooh.
god, that's not good, man.
That could be a critical mistake. We'll see what happens.
Or could look for an
Spork-
Alpha Strike there if he has the damage. I think that was
Or
definitely
going for the passive play. Now, remember what we said earlier about the pressing your advantage.
Yeah, I think he
Spork
just didn't
has a
see an
huge
angle where
advantage.
he could use any spell that was in his book to hit Owa from there. Maybe Shock Bomb over the top, like cast it from the left side. But that's a very difficult shot.
Yeah, he definitely.
Risky play.
Yep.
Okay, so Oa needs to get the man trap out of the Armageddon.
Let's see, what has he got?
Oh, fail.
This is a Whisper Bomb.
Bomb. Damn.
No, it doesn't connect. I was about to lose it, to be honest.
See, what's he gonna do? Now it's not safe for Spork to engage directly just because of Sanctuary. So what Spork needs to do is bait out his Sanctuary before engaging directly. What I think. Oh, good blood bank positioning.
That blood
We
bank
have seen
feel very comfortable for a very long time.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
Spork gets
Yep.
his zombified. Yeah, I don't know if that's gonna help a lot.
doesn't
you
do
know?
anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Spork goes for Storm Spirit. I think what Spork is doing, he's waiting for that Armageddon. Ooh, good Whisper
Wow.
Bomb. That connects for almost full damage. I think it's only
40.
one off full damage. 44. All right, Spork's
44, yeah.
Swarm is in range. He gets that off. He prot shields back up.
Still
And the
anyone's
Burning
game at
Sand.
this point.
Burning
Yeah,
Sands.
we might see a little bit more of a slow game phase at the moment because Sporks know that he needs to keep his distance. You know, he doesn't want to lose his prot shield.
Pebble shot.
Tree.
Oh, he goes for the
As
tree.
weird as this sounds, right? A lot of times you think like, okay, the quote unquote aggressive
Oh.
player wants to finish the game early, not give the opponent time to set up, etc., etc. But it's entirely possible that Oa just waits for a turn where he just queues here, by the way. That's interesting. But what I was gonna say is it's entirely possible that Oa just waits for a turn where the Armageddon clears the way of all the minions, and then he can just try and move in and make his play. Right, like we see a blood bank here, but this blood bank's not going to be around for too long.
That's right.
I do think though that
minions
only a
fall
single
off mid to
tower.
late game.
I'm sorry. Say again, Joker.
I was just saying you're right. Minions fall off on this map with this Armageddon mid to late game.
Yeah,
We're starting to see the minions start dying off. Yep.
Yeah, this is definitely gonna be a more slow-paced game. I don't know what Oda can do here. Spork is doing a great job keeping his distance correctly. Many times when I play the tournament, I wrongly took the distances off. You know, I thought I was safe, and my opponent couldn't get to me in 10 seconds. Most of the times I was wrong, but Spork's doing a great job.
That is a lot of damage from Burning Sands in one turn. Oh, just protection shield, and he's already down to 5.
I don't
Like
think
45
Oa
in
particularly
one
cares
turn.
about a shield very much, though, because
Yeah.
I think he's looking for an opportunity that he can land Sanctuary onto his opponent, right? Like
Absolutely.
this turn, Spork is almost definitely going to use protection shield again, right?
I think he's going to Pebble Shot here because Oa just used Flight. And he has that Swarm there blocking the hole. Good Pebble Shot.
Imagine.
Ooh, wait. I think his Swarm just died. Yep. All right.
He can pebble again.
Pebble again.
Might get a sink even. Okay, put
Okay,
shield
so
again.
Now we get the protection shield out. But interestingly enough, it's Oa with the best minion on the map. After all of that happens, the smoke's cleared, our rush player is down HP, and our control player is up the minions. Or rather,
Yeah, it's the roles are reversed. I see what you mean. The Sport gets a bank out. He's
Yeah,
maintaining
Sport-
his advantage. It's kind of strange he's not pressing it right now.
Yeah, the question is how can
Really?
he?
He is really avoiding that Sanctuary. That's all right.
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
imagining a world
he-
where Oa
he knows
has Rainbow.
He knows
Here
Oa
we go.
cannot do anything, so
Yeah, now he's positioned himself to where he might be unsanctuariable, if that's how you say that.
he is. Yeah, he definitely is.
See Mud Ball? Ooh, Mud misses the
Yes.
Mud Ball.
Yeah, so
That's
this
just
is
free damage
Is that
at
a
that
miss?
point.
Okay, I guess it was a miss.
I think he was going for Spork himself.
Yeah, so that he couldn't
Right,
get
more
peppered.
damage. Oh, and it kills the blood bank.
But now there could be an angle for Sanctuary.
no.
No.
He is almost down 100 HP. So I think
the-
if Spork got damage off here, it could be curtains.
Only way I can
See.
see Spork being sanctuary if his Oa goes to the
Does
left.
Oa has
Um,
Blast of the Past charges left, doesn't he? So
yes,
he can
it's
get in that
so-
area.
Exactly. Yeah, if he goes to the left block and BFTP is in, cancel flight and then sanctuary. But that's a little bit hard to do in 10 seconds, and because of the distance of Spork as well.
Agreed. But the next question you have to start looking at, right, is how does Spork close the game? Because right now we're entering turn 34, right? And yeah, I would definitely agree that Spork is way up on the HP, but does he have the firepower?
I mean, we all know that Spork is a rusher, a 60-turn rusher, that is. So I don't think he's eager to finish it. I think Spork is waiting for him to have the 150 prot shield and just try to pebble down to death here and then. I think that's his plan.
There it is.
Uh-oh.
I think O's got to go for Sanctuary here.
Oh my gosh.
This is the Sank. All right, that's probably getting close to GG. But anything could happen still.
5 more turns of breath for Spork. Does he have a mud ball left?
He might have one.
I think one.
See,
Yeah.
He's in the Armageddon though. He doesn't want to.
He's gonna teleport. Yeah. Okay.
Teleport.
Right. So now Spork should definitely sense of time.
I mean, to be
Reveal
honest, you
sense of
could
time.
still gate, right? Like, you don't have to sense. You could just gate. He looks like he's content to fly. He knows that flight is still... his flight is still protected by having such a huge amount of shield.
Yeah, I really stand by what I said. I think Spork's not gonna end Oa directly. I think he's just gonna pebble him down here and then whenever he can and stack his prot shield up, basically.
Yeah, he's gonna play safe.
Yep.
Let's see. Gets a tree off. Sections O off to that small corner of the map.
Blood bank down to the bottom corner, most likely here. Okay.
I think so.
Yeah,
All right,
so
Spork
this
really
is
sticking to his fundamentals. Yep.
this is why I made a book with three types of teleports. Christmas Magic, Sense of Time, and Gate. This is the same reason because, on Oa's side with his book, he cannot do literally anything.
Yeah, making sure you can always access the opponent to kill them is very important.
And he misses a Whisper Bomb.
And then we see the emo coming off
the
from
emo
Oa.
off. See what he does here. Pebble shot.
Oh, the shock.
bomb.
He goes for the
Possible
shock
sync.
bomb AoE damage. He gets it off. Nice.
Okay. BFTP.
EFTP,
BFTP.
Sanctuary.
Thank-
Sanctuary.
If he gets the
Gonna have
sync
to.
here, he's back in the game.
Tank. Back in the
Nice.
game.
Yeah, I don't
He's
know.
back.
I don't know what Spork was thinking there. To be honest, I don't know why he got close now.
Yeah, I think so.
Everybody forgets about the BFTP.
Might
Gets the
be
pebble
true.
off. All right, he's going for the close. We'll see what happens.
There should still be one more mud ball, no?
Oa has Mega Boulder, so he has the upper hand in damage against Spork.
All right,
Do you
Mud
think
Ball.
Spork had
Spork
Mega
still
Boulder?
has Swarm.
Oh yeah, Oa definitely has Mega Boulder, bro.
No, Oa definitely
Yeah.
has Mega Boulder, but I think Spork also has Mega Boulder, right? Like,
No, he's running
I don't
Shock Bomb and Drain and Pebbles. I think that's his most damage.
yeah, you're right. You're right. I actually haven't seen a mud ball come out from him now that you mention it. He's used tree to trap only.
Yeah.
A light protection shield on the top means that for the first time in this game, Oa's got the high ground.
He might have Mega Boulder. I don't. Let's see.
If he mud
Mud
balls
ball?
in here, I'm betting. Yeah, okay. I think he has Mega Boulder.
Okay, yeah.
Like,
He was saving it. Okay.
Oa is inside the Armageddon.
Oh, decent damage there. Spork needs to tower here. He needs to tower.
he just came out of his clock tower. We haven't
Oh.
seen a second tower from him.
Oh shit. The Mega
There's the
Boulder.
Mega Boulder. Direct hit.
Nah, GG.
Oh my gosh.
Nice.
Hey,
Good
Yo's him
damage.
through the burning sands. Excellent finish from Spork.
2-0. Wow.
Good game, boys.
But it is a best of 5. We are going to take a quick... Wait, actually, I don't know if that game was long enough to warrant a commercial break. We'll need word from Inc. if we can run one. If so, I definitely do not... Yeah, okay, we're going to run a quick 1-minute ad break. We'll see you guys back in 60 seconds to get into Game 3. Don't go anywhere.
We're still alive on YouTube, by the way. So,
What a
hello,
game.
YouTube people.
Yeah, what a game. What a game.
Yeah, I really think... Oh, and it's more teleporting, man. I don't know what book he's playing, but I think I've seen like half of his book in use. in my opinion. Maybe I think
I
he
mean-
can get he can definitely get in Sands of Time there.
Yeah, I think. Okay, so there's some argument in Sands of Time. Sanctuary takes up two slots,
Yes.
and I definitely think that it's very difficult because O is very, very all in on his the linear line of what he's trying to do here, right? We don't have access to Drain Bolt, which is one of the best ways to capitalize off of running Man Beast, right? Man Eater, because
The
if
Man
you
Trap,
have
yeah.
to, exactly the Man Trap, right? Because if you have to be running Man Trap to be running Sanctuary, but once you have that Man Trap, you're not getting any leverage off of it. So usually you like to see stuff like this paired with a Drain Bolt in order to be able to leech it in these passive situations. If you
Yeah,
pass, yeah.
the food rain. Yeah, I get it.
But we don't see
Oh.
that. We only see one tower.
They're playing. They're playing.
Is our commercial over?
No, but they're started.
I told him. Oh, okay, perfect.
Spork with the first turn, Flight Prot Shield, well, followed by Blood Bank, not Flight, just Blood Bank. Interesting.
Now, actually, last game we also saw him start with Flight into Blood Bank, which I was heavily critical of, and it did not do him any favors. This time, he just cast Blood Bank, no Flight, which I think is going to work out for him a lot better, because this time he can pair his Flight with his Protection Shield, not get knocked out of his Flight on, Spork's early aggressive turn, and it's not going to set him on a back foot momentum-wise in terms of movement, because
Absolutely.
Oa getting around the map is extremely important here.
Oh,
Okay,
the
so-
entangle. That's not a good angle.
Oh, that
Though.
was a nasty entangle angle.
Shock bomb. Easy.
I
Yep.
think he goes for
Yeah.
the shock bomb. Yep, and
Absolutely.
he lands it. Good
That
shock
was
bomb.
easy shock
Yeah.
bomb. Yeah.
Yeah, Oa is more than happy to trade away his Flight here for damage, right? If he could say, okay, I don't need the Flight, I'm just going to make damage happen, he's happy about that. So he goes low and goes for the Sync. He does not want to waste his Sanctuary because he understands that he might need it for something else. And this time, he does it quickly enough that he's going to have plenty of time to get his gate off. So Entangle is now removed. Spork chases with the minion. He'll tag for 15 here. He's got about 3 seconds left to cast a spell. Traps him.
Now, when Oa gets out of that, he's going to be trapped by the swarm as well, so it counts for about 2 turns of trapping.
Not only that, but he's got a...
Oh, the Whisper bomb.
Ooh, accidentally hits himself with a Whisper Bomb.
Damn.
Now, I've noticed
35 and
I've
does
noticed
not
in
even
this
kill the
series-
minion.
he is having a little bit of difficulty killing those close range swarms. Oh my gosh. That
Yeah,
was a crazy shock bomb. That had a good chance to go in the hole, and he banks it right off the back and makes it hit him.
Oh, the fairy jump.
Good shot. Good shot.
He's struggling.
Oh, shit.
Okay. Yep, GG.
All right.
No, it's not
Good
GG
game.
yet.
Yeah, it's GG. It's
Could
Mega
be.
Boulder.
It
Yeah.
could be
Mega
GG.
Boulder.
It's Mega Boulder, bro.
No, it's a stuffed Mega Boulder. Yep, that's GG.
GG.
Spork
Wow.
takes it 3-0.
3-0.
Oh, what a finals match there.
Good game, fellas.
Yeah,
GG's.
Spork was in excellent form the whole time. Oa just missing quite a number of core spells. Not what you would expect from one of the most accurate players in the league. And
Yeah.
I know he's not going to be too happy about taking home a second consecutive silver medal, but you still have to commend the man coming this far, doing what he's been doing, and just showing up to all these matches, showing the ideas behind his gameplay, and just not being able to execute it in a finals match yet again. So, I know he's going to receive such heavy criticism in the style of play, the limitations on him, but I truly and firmly believe that Oa is just going to keep getting better. He's going to bounce back from this. He's going to continue to refine his skill, and he's going to grow even more powerful. But for now, it's time to celebrate what we've seen from Spork and his first place victory here in your Season 22 Arcanist Finals Tournament. So congratulations to LA Spork for his victory there. I do believe we're going to have some interviews coming on soon. We'll see if Spork is willing to join us. I think Oa said that he will join us, so sit tight while we get some of these guys in here. You know, and while we're waiting,
Something I want to note. This
Sure.
is actually Spork's first standard, like in terms of standard settings. This is his 1st tournament win.
Oh, okay.
His other tournament win was season 17, I want to say, random spells, 10 random spells. And so this is a pretty big milestone for him, I know. For Oa, this is his second place in a row. He got second place in the 30 Ocean tourney, second place
season
here.
21.
Yep. So we'll see if Spork is gonna join us. I will message him one more time. Just because I'd like to ideally drag them both in at once.
Sure. Yeah, that would be ideal. So while we're waiting for these guys,
Oh, there we
Hello?
go.
Oh, okay.
Welcome
There
in,
they go.
Spork and Oa.
There we go.
GG's.
Good game, boys.
GG's.
Oh, good game.
First and foremost, the very, very first thing that I have to say is Spork, fantastic job. You played amazingly all night. Congratulations on your season 22 tournament win. You know, it's an excellent job there. For those of you watching at home, ladies and gentlemen, we have both of your finalists joining us here in the call. That's going to be LA Spork as well as Oa with us right now. And once again, congratulations to you, Spork. Oa, tough break, man. But still, congratulations on a well-earned second place accomplishment. And I do think that I won't insult you by saying you played well. You know, I know that there were so many moments there that you had to be disappointed in yourself, and we'll get to those throughout the interview. But I still want to say that over the course of the tournament, you played very well, obviously, to get to where you are today, and to create such an excellent achievement for yourself, because this is your second time placing a cup back-to-back. So congratulations to the both of you. Spork, how are you feeling right now?
You know, I'm feeling good. It was a very good series, and of course, as Ink said, first LTS tournament win. So certainly happy about that. And I don't know, I'm happy with how I played. And I think it's been a very good tournament. But I don't know. I think it was a good series. It was definitely like a lot of back and forths, and I think Entangle was definitely a critical part of my book that I was trying to use to counteract the playstyle I was expecting. Even with Sank, it's like I just need a little bit of time to slow down the offensive to be able to recover and then go directly back in on him once I can have any bit of tempo. So that was kind of the strategy.
Okay. And I think your strategy did work very well. I mean, even any situation where you're convincing your opponent to arcane bomb themselves for a self-sync, I mean, is going to be a situation that you have to say, this has to be a favorable outcome, So I think that your call there for the Entangle definitely was working out. Oa, I know it cannot feel nearly as good to be on the other end of that combination there. Talk us through how you were feeling, especially going into the first game when he hit you with the first Entangle. I know you were talking to us yesterday about how you brought Sanctuary to counteract it. Did you think that it was going to shut you down so strongly? What were your thoughts, in this game?
Yeah, so I took Sanctuary because I figured he was gonna bring his same SS generic book, and it just kind of hits everything that book does: SS, Prot Shield, Portal.
Right.
So I figured, regardless of what we're doing, it's probably good, because Spork really gets into these situations where he gets an early lead, but then he doesn't press it. He lets the Armageddon work, and then he just stacks his Prot Shield, kind of like how you saw in Game 2. And Sanctuary is one of those things that can, like, if we're kind of even, it equalizes it a bit. It's like, I don't really care, because it's like, go ahead, run, Prot Shield, do your thing. Eventually, we're going to get to a spot where I get the Sanctuary off. But, like, yeah, I think that he played... So a lot of people probably don't understand what he did, and it's just, like, one of those things where it's like... The choice to bring Entangle in Game 1 was great. The choice to remove Entangle in Game 2 was great. And then the choice to bring it back in Game 3 was I mean, it just completely destroyed me. It was very, very well played, very smart. Because in game 1, I mean, I did mess up, like as you clearly saw. I forgot that when you cast a spell, it reduces your time by 3 seconds. So I figured, okay, I have a substantial lead here. I'm just gonna sink myself and then gate to him. So
Right.
in a spot where if he does entangle me, I can hop over to him and just like suicide kill him. But yeah, and then I took Sanctuary again in game 2, which like kind of like he took more of his traditional book where I really could have used Clock Tower and Leap and to really kind of close the distance and like win that early game. And then in game 3, I brought it back in, I brought the Clock Tower and Leap, and he took Entangle again. So like it's just like boom, boom, boom. It was very well played. It's very difficult for my book. I mean, I've been very, very open with. I'm coming for that ass every game. That's all I'm doing all day.
Right.
So like Entangle is just, and I've said it in the interviews, it's so good against me. There's almost nothing I can do. Like I have to bring Sanctuary, so my book's already suffering from the fact that like I'm never gonna use like Man Trap. It doesn't really do anything for me. Like I mean it's okay I guess, but like it's just I'm already kind of like losing a slot because I'm taking 2 spells for Sanctuary rather than 1 spell for Clock Tower.
Right.
And so like. And it's a turn where you get a free tempo, because if you entangle me and you have a turn to run away, because I have to Sanctuary, I don't really have a choice, or have to sink myself. So like it's just it's so strong. So and obviously he played very well too. He didn't give up any really, I mean he really didn't give up any positions to let me come back. Like there was a few times, like every single time you saw he entangled me, I attacked him a little bit just to kind of, because it's like to get an entangle off, if you're not lobbing it and it has like a very, very precise hitbox, then you're going to be in a spot where I can kind of attack you back. But yeah, I mean, I don't feel bad at all. He played very well and he deserves a win. And I knew that this was going to be a giant weakness, and it ended up being one. So that's totally fair. Like I'm a very linear strategy. There's a tournament where whatever you do, you're doing everything you can to win, and it's like Entangle is the best way to beat me. And I was expecting more people to take it. So like that's like fair play. Like it's completely fine. I think that he deserves the win because he played so well, like throughout the entire tournament. So I'm perfectly fine. This is my second tournament that I've done 1v1. I've made it to second place twice, so now it's kind of like becoming a theme. I'll never get that first, but nah, he did really well, all things considered, and it was a good match. Like it was never gonna be a 60-minute match. It was always going to be a fast match, like no matter what. So like it may not look crazy from the spectator side, but what he did with the entangle and then removing it and added back in was an incredibly smart play and gave him a huge advantage. Yes,
very brilliant. And you know, it just really speaks volumes to your classiness and your sportsmanship matching your gameplay as you take that loss in stride. So I tip my hat to you, Oa. Back over to you for a bit, Spork. You know, obviously, as we've already covered, that you were very wise with your spell slot, your choices there. You took Entangle. But can you tell us a little bit more about your book, your spells, and your general strategy in this match, and maybe some other clever things that you were doing, especially if you picked up any techniques going through this tournament that you felt were particularly useful in this particular tournament's format?
Yeah, sure. So one interesting thing about my Entangle book that might have become evident like at certain points in the game is I didn't have clock. So pressing an advantage was kind of tricky. My strategy here was to just play for distance.
When you say clock, you mean cuckoo clock, correct?
Yeah, cuckoo clock.
Okay, very good. Please continue.
Yeah. I did have Shock Bomb and Mega Boulder, so the idea was, okay, those are going to be my closers, but I'm going to build up a really good position to do that. And one thing about playing against Sanctuary that I've learned from like Grassy, for example, if you're like trying to like someone's trying to side hide and they have Sank and you're trying to avoid getting Sanked or something, or maybe they're under terrain, you use that Swarm as a blocker. So you may have seen several times I position my Swarm to make sure he couldn't, even if like my Pebble, if I pebbled down on him, like he can't get all the way up to me because the Swarm will stun him. So that's one of the important pieces.
Yeah,
I think
that,
just
that
playing
happened
for
at a
distance.
very critical moment.
Yeah, yeah. So like there was a point where he tried to sank me, and the swarm fortunately stunned him, and he couldn't get quite high enough. That was a very important piece, because that could have very well made the game much harder. Although at that point, it's hard to say because that probably would have been an equal position to the other point that I was in. But I don't know. Still,
Well, I will
part
say,
of my strategy.
yeah, I mean, I will say, Spork, you did an absolutely ridiculously good job of utilizing swarms and blood bank in this tournament, especially in that last game. On the mention of swarm, I mean, a lot of people, a lot of your peers, a lot of the other top players were really speculating that minions weren't going to be too useful in this format. First of all, they're a lot less powerful in 10-second formats than they are in 30 or 60-second formats. LTS is just a lot less, it's very intensive to micro minions in useful ways in that limited time. And then more to the point, the Armageddon is relentless against these smaller minions who just get swallowed up by the sands. But you still manage to find a way to use that swarm economy to chip down at your opponent, to block off core passages, and to really micro them to the fullest extent of how they could be used, and really, really show how swarm is absolutely not a spell that could be slept on here, and might have even been an MVP spell in your book for this tournament. So moving on to that, like Oa, in terms of dealing with minions, I think that was something that we on the desk here had observed as another weakness to your book. You didn't have a great way of dealing with minions. You didn't have Drain Bolt to take out small swarms. When we were considering, it would have maybe paired well with the Man Trap so that you can get back HP. You didn't have a scaling aggressive spell like Javelin that could have helped you sustain long-term damage in the end, and take that back. You were taking your usual favorites of Whisper Bomb and Whisper Arrow, which we did see to great success in other series, although it didn't really pan out for you well in this series. So do you think that perhaps, I guess, to ask the question in, a more tangible way is, now that the series is all done, now that you see some of the weaknesses of your book compared to the things Spork ran against you, what spells do you wish that you might have reconsidered either not taking or taking to give you a better fighting chance?
Yeah, so now it's no secret that I don't use minions. Pretty vocal about that. But so my whole playstyle, and I think Rush in general, when it comes to low time standard, is not about damage spells. You're not really everyone has damage spells, right? It's not really about that. It's about putting your opponent in difficult decisions as many times as you can and as quickly as you can, because Rush has the ability to capitalize on mistakes better than any other kind of book in the game, because you're able to capitalize on it early, and then you get an HP leverage, which is just so hard to beat. Like you saw it with DX. Once you have an HP leverage, it's the game just kind of, all the dominoes kind of fall into place.
Right.
So for me, as far as minions, weaknesses in my playstyle, I kind of intentionally don't interact with minions a lot of the time, because if somebody has to if they have to move and micro their minions as well as escape me, as well as potentially damage me back, while yes, there are several times where Swarm's going to help them win the race, there are also a lot of times where they make mistakes because they have to focus on more things than I'm focusing on.
We saw 2 turns in a row that Spork actually queued because he was microing his swarms. So
yeah, so that, I mean, that's a big thing. So part of my thought process in this tournament was that I don't utilize all 10 seconds if I don't have to, because I want my opponent to make like I said, I want to put them to a decision very quickly, and I want to put them to as many decisions as I can so I can capitalize on mistakes that I see. And the best way to do that is to give them less time to think. So if I have a turn that's really easy, I know that I'm just going to be cross shielding or just towering or gating or something along those lines, I don't take 10 seconds to think about it, because their turn just ended. I want them to immediately have to be put in the driver's seat again and have to make a decision, because I don't really have late game viability. I don't I have cross shield, and I have I mean, it's really just that. That's like the only scaling thing about my book that I have. But like, when it comes down to it, if the map starts opening up, the person who's also has swarms taking me as well is probably going to win. So yeah, going forward, I probably need to just have a better answer to Entangle. I knew that it was going to be the killer, and just the fact that the it's so powerful that even if he doesn't take it, it still interacts with me because I have to plan around it. I can't just assume he doesn't take it because you saw what happened in game 3. I assumed he didn't take it, and he got that Entangle off, and I got one shock bomb, and then I have to sink myself, completely lose tempo, and have to put myself in a spot that's defensive just because he used Entangle. And there are plenty of opportunities that he has, maybe not in those games, where like he can use Entangle and I can't even sink myself. I'm just stuck there, and he can literally do what I have to shock bomb myself to get out of it. So like, I definitely need to find a way to combat Entangle that kind of stays more on theme with what I'm trying to do. Yet like, the best way to do it and not lose tempo is to summon a swarm. But like that, that's definitely something I could probably expand on, for the next whatever tournament it is, because I don't use minions and I'm just not used to it. So like, that's something I can like spend time in sandbox microing and stuff like that, because it is one of those spells that's just like, it's such a silver bullet that you just, yeah, that's kind of like the main weakness that I feel that I have. Maybe not necessarily interacting with their minions, but using them myself.
So you don't think you would switch up anything in your book to deal with the minions?
Nah, I mean,
Nope.
maybe like, it's tough because it's like it's not like I had a super big lack of attacking opportunities. Like, it was only when he kind of got me with an Entangle, or I sunk myself or something along those lines, like where I put myself in a defensive position, yeah, then minions start to do really, because then it's like, I'm not putting any pressure on him. So every time he blocks off a corridor with a minion, it's basically like he's mudballing me.
Right.
But if I'm putting pressure on him spending time to block off a corridor means I can leap over the top. I can whisper him or something along those lines. Like, there are other opportunities that become, because like, I still have those opportunities when he blocks off corridors, but if I'm in a defensive position and he's got a lot of health, then me bombing him or whispering him doesn't do anything. So like, it needs to actually matter for me to be able to not interact with minions. So I mean, potentially, I mean, that could just be, like an oversight as a player, and I might need to, that you might be absolutely right. It's hard for me to think like that, because it kind of just is counterintuitive to the way I play the game. And I kind of utilize the fact that people use minions for me in these low time settings, because it's like, yeah, so like, as I explained before. So I don't know, I mean, it kind of, you saw that.
Yeah.
In trying to kill his minions, there was a couple of times where it's just like, it's too difficult of a shot to repeat over and over and over again, and I ended up hitting myself or just queuing the turn.
Right,
So,
backfired on you a lot. All right,
yeah.
Joker, did you? Oh, what's up?
No, if Joker or Weiselman have questions, we can do those first. But I got a couple questions people wanted to ask.
Yeah. I was gonna ask first, my fellow casters. I've got my 2 questions in, but Joker, did you have any questions that you wanted to ask Spork or both?
Yeah, sure, man. Spork, the first game you had a huge deficit in HP. What were you thinking that first game? Did you were you worried at all, or did
Great
you
question.
expect a mistake, or what was your plan?
Yeah, I mean, the first game I was certainly a little, I was unsure of how I was going to progress forward when I entangled him and he shock bombed me again. I was at I think 132 HP or 122 HP. I knew at that point things were getting kind of tricky. I think the misplay with the arcane bomb was certainly important towards me coming back that game. So that game, if OA had got gotten teleported back in on time, I think it would have been a very different game. Yeah, but I still would have tried, like, had that happened and I was able to press in on me a lot more. I think I would have just tried to go back for the entangle line again, but I don't know. It was definitely a stressful
Safe to say you were
moment.
feeling a little shook in that moment.
Yeah, it was definitely like
a shock bomb.
Yeah, I was definitely unsure of how I was gonna kind of proceed from there, but I knew with the entangle, I at least had one turn to have some like safety.
Yeah, sure. And I noticed something about this tournament setting in particular. You two both don't take strong ball spells. Now, your strongest ball spell, I believe, was Drain Bolt, and then Oa used Whisper Arrow in place of a strong ball spell, like for example, like Spear or Cuckoo Clock is a strong ball spell that can deflight someone out of protection shield in one hit.
Do you mean bolt
Well,
spells?
Balls and like we don't have Clock or Spear, for example.
Yeah.
Those would be the two main ones.
Those are considered ball
spells.
spells, right?
Ball spell. Yes, as opposed to arrows or bombs. Yeah.
But
Yeah, right.
Whisper Arrow kind of behaves like a ball spell.
Kind of, yeah. I see.
Yeah, Whisper Arrow does behave like a ball spell. The disadvantage is that there's only 2 uses and it only does 60, whereas Cuckoo and Spear can be reliably hit for
80
like
plus.
70 or even 80 sometimes with Clock. Yeah, you were kind of using that to your advantage. Do you think that played a huge part?
I mean, at least for me, like, the reason I didn't bring a ball spell was because I didn't have space in my book to do it. I wanted the kill potential with Shock Bomb and Mega Boulder. And I think on this map in particular, because of how closed in everything is, there's not always, but there often is like a ledge to put a Shock Bomb on or put a Mega Boulder on. So I was kind of saying, maybe I don't need like Clock. Maybe I can go without it and prioritize another spell slot or another spell.
Yeah, the bricks are so close together, it's hard to position around the Shock Bomb's area of effect.
And then like Mudball and Tree are both so great at generating terrain to then put a Shock Bomb on as well. So I was trying to use that to my advantage.
Yeah, great game, guys. That first game, what do you think? What do you think the outcome of the game would have been if you hadn't sunk yourself with Arcane Bomb by mistake?
I was firmly in the lead that game, like, until I did that. So I feel like it's if there was a game for me to win, it would have been that one. Like, that was the one that needed the momentum to start swinging my way. As soon as I did it, and I was looking at the clock to make sure I had time too, and I was like, oh, I got 3 seconds. That's plenty of time. And then as soon as I cast it, went down to 0, and I was like, ah, shit. I just straight up lost 180 health for free and queued. But yeah, like Spork played extremely well. So like it's hard to say because it's like if I teleport back in and he entangles me, I'm forced to make it like a kind of a bad, like a hard decision. Like so like I don't know. I think if there was a game to win, it would have been that one. But yeah, it was definitely probably the worst mistake I could have done, but it happens.
Yeah, man, that first game was a real nail biter. It was pretty close in the beginning. I do think that you had a huge lead and you had the potential to close there if you didn't miss that Arcane Bomb. In the future, like Pierce said, you mentioned that you're gonna, you knew that Entangle was a huge weakness for you. Now, playing against that in the future, I know you don't like to use minions, but we're seeing more and more aggressive players start to use minions. As for example, your Scoops, for example, is a great player. He's aggressive and he uses Swarm and Worm. Those are both level 1 minions and they're pretty easy to micro. You and Spork are both known as some of the fastest players on Arcanist. You plan on incorporating Swarm or perhaps Worm into your future aggressive books?
Yeah, I think I'm going to. I mean, it was kind of like the breakout all-star of like the the finalists and the semifinal, like pretty much everyone, like within the top 16, use Swarm, and it would just it gains you so much value. Like so, it's definitely something that if I want to advance to another level, like with my own game, I have to start using it. I would probably go with Swarm over Worm first, but they're both pretty good. So yeah, I could definitely see myself using it.
Yeah, man.
Also, Swarm is really fun to play.
Yeah, the micro ends up being pretty fun in low times. It's super sweaty. We all enjoy that sweaty play, don't we? Swarm's a great counter for Entangle, and in the future, I think if you had that, you would have had an amazing shot at winning the first game as well as the other two, because you would have had more options to counter Entangle. Good game, boys.
Yeah, thank you. Ironically, I feel like I did best the second game. Like I feel like I was making good decisions and until the very last turn, where I was just like slowly getting into a spot where I could have Blood Bank out and sink him for, you know, play a trade or maybe draw at the game. But yeah, that last turn was a giant mistake to Whisper Arrow him. I thought I could just gate to the other side, but then I just and it's hard to and when you're in a spot like that, it's hard to make the right decision sometimes.
Yeah. So, wise old man, if you have any questions of your own, feel free to ask them. Or do you have any?
No.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. In that case, we'll move on to some audience questions. The first one is from one. Well, it's sort of not a question, but I wanted to ask Spork. It was sort of like an implied question, I suppose you could say, or like how do you say it? I suppose I'll just ask it. Spork, did you bring Entangle Game 2 because it seemed like you didn't use it?
So I'll be honest, I didn't use it. I did bring Entangle Game 2. Oh, you were thinking of, I'm a bit ahead of what I was thinking of. I wasn't going for anything fancy like that, admittedly. But that is a good idea to switch someone off. My thought is when I'm already ahead, when I win the first game, I'm just gonna, try and stick with what I have that I already know works. And admittedly, I didn't know precisely that it worked, but I realized where my mistakes were on game 1 as well by letting myself get shock bombed twice in the Entangle line. So, I guess I didn't cast Entangle Game 2. I probably didn't need to, because the game just didn't go in that direction.
That's fair. Yeah, I didn't see it, so that I mean I psyched myself out. Yeah, you're right. That's funny because I didn't see it and I was like, oh man, he took it out. Time to go clock tower and get a little bit more aggressive. And then you used it, and I was like, well, there's no chance I'm winning now, without Swarm or Sank. But fair enough. Yeah.
I mean, that certainly is like a good approach if you want to throw someone off. It's not usually my style. Like I usually in previous tournaments, when I realize something isn't working, that's when I usually switch something up drastically. So like when I was playing against Cryo in the Dark Fortress tournament, he beat me twice with like this when I was playing this flighted book and I knew it wasn't working. So I switched to, actually I think that was a best of 3. So he beat me once doing that, and then I switched to this like black hole supernova mix to throw him off, and it ended up working very well. But that's usually like a last resort.
All right. Speaking of Game 2, we got a question from 10-Piece. This one's directed at Oa. So, Oa, Game 2. Later in the game, it was getting to turn 30, 40, etc. You were, at that point, quite behind. You likely had not that much potential to win, or really that much potential to regain your HP advantage, given your book. But it did seem like it might have been possible to play for a draw. So the question is the turn counter something you keep track of in that sort of situation? And do you ever go out of your way to play for a draw?
Hell no, I don't play for a draw. Now, I do keep track of the turn counter. I saw where we were at. I keep track of it every turn, but I'm not playing for a draw. Like, I mean, granted, here's the thing, and it's like, maybe I should have because it's a spectator. You know, there's spectators and stuff, but like, my whole shtick is if I see an opportunity for like a lob or a skill shot, I'm gonna make it like 95% of the time. And I think what gets people in trouble with me is they just don't respect that. They just don't know that it's like if you put yourself in a spot, even if it's a tiny spot that I can land it, I'm probably gonna land it. And so like, I had the opportunity to go for a draw there, but I was just like, in my head, I was still looking for a way back in the game. I was just, every single time he ended his turn, I was, in my head, I was like, okay, well, if I flight here, can I Mega Boulder him? Like, it's just, that's, every thought process was going toward that. None of it was thinking about drawing, even though I knew that the time was, you know, getting close to that. Because it's just, this is such a dynamic game where things could be like, like one sink, I brought him down to 250. Then all it takes is I Mega Boulder him. If he misses, then it's a whole different ball game. Like, things can change on a dime. So like, I was just looking for a way back in up until the last turn where I made a terrible mistake. But yeah, no, I do. So to summarize, I do keep track of the turn counter, but no way I was playing for a draw. Absolutely not.
Just to clarify, in general, like, aside from, like, take this game aside, would you ever consider playing for a draw in a game? Or do you just always go, like, always try and play for a win, that's it?
And it might actually work to my detriment, it probably does, but I always look for the win. I'm never going to be looking for the draw.
I respect that. I respect that. I'm somebody who kind of also does the same, because, you know, if I'm streaming the game, I don't want the viewers to, you know, watch and be like, oh, I'm bored and this guy's just drawing, stalling out, like, you know what I mean? Try and create opportunities for the audience, right? I suppose, even though you might not be, you know, streaming this game, I suppose that's sort of your approach as a way to have fun.
Yeah, and it's like, I've had games too where it's like, it just gets close to a draw, like in High Time Standard, and I just leave. If I feel like to me, it's like, if you've played better than me, you deserve the win. And I think that rush versus non-rush is really like you have to pass like a bunch of skill checks and a bunch of decision-making checks, and if you pass them all, I think you deserve a win. I'm not going to take that away from you by going for a draw. I view it more as a respect thing. It's like, if you successfully stave off my attack, good job. Like, take your rating, take your whatever. Like you know, and maybe that works against me here. Like I said, I'm not very experienced with tournaments. This is my second one that hasn't been an Elementals 2v2. But like, that's just not. It's just not how. If you've ever played against me, it's definitely not my play style. I'd rather lose than draw most of the time.
One more question about game 2. This one's gonna be headed to Spork. This one's from 1v. Game 2, you know, had a pretty big lead. You had SS active. You had an opportunity. You chose for like some more passive plays. I think perhaps I could be mistaken here. There was one situation in particular where Oa was at the bottom left, and you chose to just tree him off, and instead of, you know, going more aggro. So why did you go for that instead of going for a more aggro play?
Question.
I believe this question is referencing a position where Spork had earned an HP lead and he had Storm Shield active, and they were playing towards the top of the mapping game too.
Okay, it might have been that.
No,
Yeah.
I think I know what position you're talking about. It was at the bottom. Yeah, it was bottom left, and I treed Oa basically into the bottom corner. And then next turn I started moving in, and I did that. And then next turn I put like a swarm on him to put it between him and his bank. And the reason why I was doing that is actually because I did not have clock. And that's where I realized that's one of the weak spots of my closing, and so I realized I couldn't just close how I normally do in like my previous games with clock, because if he does stand in a position that's hard to Mega Boulder or Shock Bomb, I can't go up next to him and like Shock Shield because he's gonna sank me. I mean, I can, but like I'm trying to avoid that. So my whole idea there was, okay, if I can get him kind of cornered off, I can then start putting shock bombs and mega boulders on him. But yeah, like it all comes down to the limitations of my book in that case.
Okay. Apparently 1v was saying he did want a correction. He did provide the correction. It was the top of the map. So not the bottom left. I personally don't remember the position. Pierce, maybe you want to describe it.
I do remember the position because I commented on it in the games, where there was a position where Spork had gained a significant HP lead, and he had his Storm Shield active. This was in Game 2, and it was before, because I do remember that in Game 2, eventually you got it into a position where you were harassing with Pebbles and slowly drawing the game out to a close with your limited firepower, but you had the HP lead. But in Game 2, I believe it wasn't really the HP lead that won for you. It ended up being the positional lead, because Oa wasn't able to launch any meaningful attacks while you held the high ground, and he was never able to catch up because he couldn't easily activate Flight to catch up with you due to your entangled positioning. But what I'm talking about, and what I believe, or rather what 1v was talking about, is that there was a position where you were both near the top of the map and you had a strong HP lead, and you decided to tree him instead of chase with an aggressive spell, thusly not snowballing that lead when you had an Alpha Strike positioning. I think, though, that your answer was still fairly sufficient, that you just didn't really think that you had the attack power to chase down and close out a win. Yeah, exactly. And I think that's a perfectly viable answer, and probably a pretty smart way to go about the game. Like, if you think that you can simply poison him out the map instead of trying to directly close the game because you don't have the adequate amount of attack power in your book, I think, honestly, you played it very well. So I would still say that even though maybe people are not really remembering the exact position that 1v was asking about, I still think your answer stands very strong and was a great rationale.
Yeah, so just to make sure, is this the position where I put a swarm on his head and then put a tree right next to him?
I remember that, because you treed him and then you swarmed in the bottom left, which was a very, very good
No. This was earlier in the game than that.
Oh, okay, wait. It might have been.
Yeah, I put a swarm on top of his head and then put a tree next to him, blocking my position from him.
It might have been that.
But that was close to the top of the map.
Yeah, in the future, what we might do is that while we run the interviews, we'll run replays, so that the games can be fresh in our head, and we'll play the replay and fast forward so that everybody has the games fresh in their head. But, ultimately, I mean, regardless of all those things, regardless of the exact position, I do still think that your general mindset and your answer is pretty solid. So,
yeah, it's all kind of derived from the same thing of, if I don't think I can get a good shock bomb or mega boulder off without being in risk of being sanked, and I don't like my position yet, then I'm going to hold off on any direct aggro because I don't have clock.
Right.
Clock's very easy to use from any position. Shock bomb, mega boulder do require more setup and being having a position to put it above them.
Sure. Makes perfect sense.
All right. For the two of you, I suppose I'll ask this to Oa first, but this is directed to the two of you. Got one last question. The good old... What did you guys eat for breakfast this morning? Oa, you first.
I hate to be that guy, but I'm not much of a breakfast guy. Because I work third shift, so when I wake up, it's oftentimes like 2 or 3 p.m. And it kind of feels weird to eat breakfast at that time. So I just don't really eat breakfast usually.
Got it. No worries. Yeah, in my country, we don't eat breakfast either. I understand it. Sport, what about you? What did you eat for breakfast this morning?
Yeah, no breakfast.
Wow.
I don't usually eat breakfast either. Maybe I'll have a protein
breakfast,
shake.
gang. Let's go.
Wow, look at this. Maybe the secret to getting to a tournament finals is just not eating breakfast. I have to take note of that.
Eat breakfast as well.
Yep, that's the correlation.
Well, on that note, I think we are all out of questions. This was quite a long interview, of course, because it was the finals.
Yeah, it's a pretty long interview, but I think it would not be appropriate to end the interview without asking a critical question. We'll let Oa go first here, because that way we'll give Spork the opportunity to close out with his final remarks. But Oa, is there anything you want to say to all of your fans watching, any of your haters, pretty much anybody out there, any words you have for them after this tournament second place finals finish?
Just say get used to it, buddy. Like, you think, like, this is my second time doing a 1v1 tournament. It's not ending anytime soon. I'm just gonna get better. So
Let's
like,
go.
a lot of people don't like the way that I play. You have to get to Spork's level if you're going to want to stop it. Like, you need to play perfectly. Spork did play perfectly, and nothing but respect. If you noticed, he was playing, and he's playing extremely respect. Like he had a lot of respect for the damage that I could do. And it was exactly what he needed to do, and he gave him the position he wanted. And so people who don't respect this play style, it's just gonna keep happening. So next tournament, I'm gonna be here again. So just get used to it is all I have to say.
Ooh, strong words coming out for our Silver. If you got a problem with it, don't be so weak. On the other end of things, Spork, once again, congratulations, our new Season 22 champion. What words do you have for the fans at home, for the crowd, for the supporters, and for the haters? Talk to them.
Look, for those that put me in the, I'm gonna repeat what I said last night. For those that put me in as the winner in the tournament predictions, you're a real G. Everyone else, that's what you get.
Take a bath.
So we need to put tournament coins on the predictions. I like that suggestion.
I would love that, because I think I predicted everyone, and I don't know if I put in the predictions. I think I had me winning, so I didn't have the last one. But yeah, I love that, because it gets spectators involved and stuff.
I'll definitely have to consider it.
Feedback.
The one like caveat is, sometimes we're not sure how long it will take for the prediction window to be open, and in this case, thankfully, it was open for like over a day, so we got plenty of people to predict. But sometimes it can only be a couple hours, and then people start playing, and I have to close it, right? So it'd be a little bit unfair to those people, to the people who like don't get to predict in time. So that's the only thing that's the main reason I haven't done it yet. If we do get a standard way to give enough people time to predict, so enough people can actually participate in it, then we can give tournament coins for it. Then sure, I don't see any harm in it. But I appreciate the feedback for the predictions.
Even better, maybe gambling with tournament coins.
All right. I think it's time to wrap up this interview. I think this interview is rapidly coming to a close. Spork, both of you played out of your minds. We love you guys. Thank you so much for playing. Thank you so much for coming on to this interview. Once again, congratulations to the both of you. And hopefully, we will see you guys in the next tournament.
Yep. Thank you for having me on. As always, I'll see you next time.
It's always great to play in these tournaments and being able to compete. And I just like to see everyone. I think everyone I played against this tournament played really well.
Yeah, it was a fantastic event. We'll see you guys soon.
Yep. See you later.
Well,
now of course,
everyone, I do have one major announcement.
Of course.
One major announcement. Very big announcement.
The next tournament. Yeah, we talk about the next tournament, Inc. I believe you have something you wanted to tell the crowd at home.
That's right. Live on air, we have officially decided on the settings for the next tournament. I'm not 100% sure when we will announce it, start it and all that, but I can officially confirm the settings. So, if you're at home watching and you want to start practicing for the next tournament, Season 23, you can now, because the settings, well, if you have been listening to the background music for the past 2,400 seconds, it's going to be Wasteland. It's going to be 60 seconds Wasteland. Our first 60s tournament to be broadcasted on Arcanist Tournaments. We have not had a formal 60s tournament since, I want to say, Season 17. And we've been testing it a little bit, but we also had tested it in the past. I have had people test it in the past. And, we've decided, yes, the setting does work. However, it's not that well known. So, we look forward to all of you playing it out at home, playing ranked matches, getting in the rank queue, playing those 60 Wasteland matches, and developing a new meta for it, and all kinds of experimental books, because Well, with the Armageddon, it can have a very, very interesting effect. It's, of course, a super redo on turn 24. That's the big thing. So all your spells get reset. All their cooldowns and uses get reset on turn 24. And that makes for some very interesting book building dynamics.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm looking...
Aggro's gonna have a field day.
I'm looking very much forward to what kinds of books people conjure up for this setting. But anyways, at home, if you guys want to practice the next tournament setting, 60 Wasteland. You heard it here first.
All right, 60 Wasteland with a turn 24 redo Armageddon is going to be quite the entertainment for me. I'm looking forward to that. Of course, we don't know exactly when those dates are coming for you guys yet, but keep an eye out. Make sure you tune into our Discord so that you can stay up to date with all of the updates, and you can get updated with the notifications there, because that's where the information will drop first. That is about to wrap things up for us. Eon, any further anything you want to say to the people at home watching before we tune out?
No, it's basically thank you very much for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoy, and please keep tuning in because we put our hearts out for the game. So I hope you guys can keep tuning into the stream. We recently reached the subscribe button for the Arcanist Tournament Twitch channel. So if we keep growing, it probably has a small percentage chance, but still a chance to bring new players. So please do tune in. Even if you're lurking, it still helps us. Thank you very much, basically.
Well said, Eon. And then, of course, Joker, he actually had to scurry off right after his last question there, but he did leave some love for the crowd, telling everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. He really enjoyed his time here on the broadcast as well, and I can mirror that sentiment. I always have a great time here tonight. Of course, I want to spend a little bit of time thanking our tournament host, Inc., who, as I mentioned previously, has been feeling a bit under the weather, but did manage to come through and come strong for us here to make sure he put this all together for us, organized this event with some help from the team, of course. And he, by the way, I don't know if you guys know this, but Ink himself, he is a competitor in many things. He has a big match tomorrow, so make sure you go and, not an Arcanist, but click on his channel and see what he's going to put up to offer. But aside from that, he's done a fantastic job here for us in Arcanist and done a great job at being a spearhead of the community. So thank you so much for all your hard work. Of course, I am Pierce7D. You can just call me Pierce. You can find further Arcanist content where I often review tournament matches and watch ladder live on stream on my channel, as well as some other things on time. And of course, you can check out Eon here as well on his Twitch channel, which is all there in the chat. Ladies and gentlemen, I think that's going to be it for us. Ink, any final words?
Yeah, I just wanted to say I put
of course.
all the links to follow the commentators for today, Pierce, Wise Old Man, and someone who's making their debut, but unfortunately didn't provide socials. But regardless, I wanted to mention they debuting on Arcanist tournaments, Joker. And if you'd like to follow myself, broadcast host, you can follow me at those Twitch or YouTube links provided. And also we want to make sure everyone who is watching, make sure to join the Discord at discord.com. The Arcanist server invite is in the chat. And yeah, that's all I have to say. On that note, thank you guys all for watching. I appreciate it, and we hope you all have a fantastic night.
We're signing out. Good night, everybody.
Good night. Take care.